Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this your daily go-getterism number 901 for March 22nd, 2017. Tonight, we're going to talk about mind state versus body state. You ever feel like your mind and your body are not in sync? Like, sort of like, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You're messing me around. But it's not really like that. Not exactly like that. Because they talk about it in a romantic situation. What I'm talking about is when your mind and your body aren't in sync. You may feel like you're physically in one place, but you feel like mentally and emotionally you're not where you're supposed to be. Physically. It could be a neighborhood. Maybe you were forced by some circumstance to move away from the place that you used to live. And you didn't want to do that. That's a major change for you. And maybe now the new place where you're living is around people that you can't relate to, people who can't relate to you. You're uncomfortable. Maybe the living conditions are a lot different than you used to be. It can also work in reverse. Maybe you have upgraded and you're so used to deplorable living conditions. You're so used to a lot of chaos, violence, and all kinds of craziness that now that you've moved into this place where it really is all good, where people are upscale and they on some old positive shit, and you ain't really ready for that because maybe to you they seem bougie or whatever, but physically you have to rock out where they are and with what they're doing, because for the time being you don't really have a choice. So your mind, your body is placed in the physical place that it is, but where your mental state is, it has to catch up. It's not in sync. You're not really there. It can happen in any place that you are. It can happen at work. A lot of times, for a lot of people, it happens when they're at work. They're working at a job where they don't feel comfortable. It could be a brand new job where maybe you didn't understand the duties that you were supposed to do in the beginning. Maybe you thought that you really were going to like this place of employment, but when you got there, you realized, like, ugh, I don't like this. Maybe this is really, really hard. Maybe it's tedious. Maybe the pay scale is beneath you, or maybe the duties that are supposed to be performed are not up to par with your skill set or what you think you should be doing. So maybe you took the job because the money was a certain salary. You said, "Yeah, I need to grab that," but you didn't really realize what it was going to take to be able to thrive in that situation. And you're not liking it. You're not digging it. You're not feeling it. It's not good. It's not lovely. It ain't for you. But here you are, and you have to rock out with that. It can get to you. It really can. So your body is placed in a certain place, in a certain area. But your mind is like, this ain't for me. It can happen in a relationship. It really can. It can happen in a relationship, and it probably happens in a relationship with a lot of people. Maybe the expiration date on the relationship that they're in has come and gone. You're way past due. Like, maybe when you first met somebody, y'all were growing together. You didn't know a lot. They didn't know a lot. They taught you some things. You taught them some things. You were evenly yoked somewhat. But now, you've either taken off further and they want to stay where they are, or they've taken off further and you feel like they've left you behind. So maybe the two of you aren't in sync, and it's looking like it might be a better idea to move on. But it's not always easy to move on. So physically you're here, and you may be physically there for a number of reasons. Maybe you're physically there because y'all were splitting expenses, and it's cheaper for you to stay than to go somewhere else new. So you rock out for a little while longer where you are. But maybe that place isn't comfortable for you. God forbid you should be in an abusive type of situation, whether you are physically abused, God forbid that. but you could also be in a mental and physically, mental and emotionally abusive situation. Or you could be the one abusing. Yeah, everybody doesn't subscribe to the mantra of keeping their hands to themselves, and that's something that we have to deal with. It's not a good thing to have to deal with, and it's definitely not something that you would want to deal with multiple times. But it happens, and when it happens, it's something that we just have to buck up a little bit and roll with the punches until we can get something better. So when we're really talking about your mind state versus your body state, we're also talking about a time of the realization that we have to grow. Because the only way that your body can catch up with your mind is for your mind to either slow down or speed up, and for your body to either speed up or slow down. It's really all to it. But I want y'all to think about that for a while. You know, what it means for your body state to be one thing, but your mental state is another thing. And sometimes it may not even be your physical location. Maybe sometimes you feel, okay. Have you ever felt sick physically, but mentally you feel strong, you feel vital? It's not easy for your body to conflict that way, but it can happen. And it can also happen that your mind is really sick, but your body at least looks like it's in great shape. That happens with bodybuilders often enough. Professional wrestlers, they look like they're in really tip-top shape, but then they go off and do something crazy, like Chris Benoit. I don't know if y'all remember Chris Benoit. In the early 2000s, he murdered his family and himself. It's crazy. But he looked like he was in great shape. Looks can often be very deceiving. So we have to make sure that we try to make the best of any situation that we're in and try to get our minds and our bodies in sync. That's all we want to do. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when your body and your mind are at odds, more than likely it's because one of them is running farther ahead than the other one is. It's hard for your body to outrun your mental state, because it's your mental state that makes your body do what it wants it to do, or what it's supposed to do, or what it needs to do. Fight or flight mechanisms, whatever. The Daily Go Getimism show is tomorrow, and it's every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/Sun7 5 2 7 5 2 7 5 2 7 5 2 7 5 2. I'll let y'all later, man. Peace.